So what are we doing about that?
At the time, what was said was that we would, at caucus meetings at the committee of the whole, that members would raise their questions publicly. They would, as a courtesy, submit them prior to that so that the staff would come prepared to respond to those questions. And then the members could ask the questions at the meeting. The answers would be provided in public so the public would have that entire information as well.
Yes, but most of the questions were asked by us on the email, and you replied to us on the email. So as you saw on Tuesday evening, there was very little discussion about anything that was on the agenda because everybody had their answers. So I don't know how the public is going to be able to get that information if we never ask the questions if we ask them on the email.
So what I would suggest is that for this time, since you did not raise your questions again at the caucus when we discussed this, because obviously it wasn't clear about how we were going to proceed, that when we get to those sections for voting, if you'd like to raise those questions again, I will just pull out the answers and we can discuss them then.
Another thing that I would like to mention before we go further is that I think that the other evening my right to speak was limited. And I was put in a position where the business administrator talked right over me. I have a right to speak on this board.
Talk about it, Marilyn. Talk about it.
But when I wanted to speak, he just went right over me and got all the other names.
Shame.
I don't like it. I don't think it's proper, and I think it was very impolite, to say the least, of him.
He needs to go.
To the chair, I'm reviewing the caucus.
Don't keep quiet.
I want to make a comment in reference to the minutes because I'm a little confused.
You're not confused.
On what's on the minutes. I saw it today for the first time. We opened like January the 6th. And then there's a policy here that on the caucus of January 14th, there was a second reading. Can someone tell me when was the first reading?
Never happened. Never happened.
Lawyer?
Don't stay quiet now.
The first reading of the amendment to policy was in the December meeting. And the second reading was at the caucus on January 14th, 2014. There was a unanimous vote. It's reflected in the minutes. And there's really not much more to say about that.
Because you don't have anything.
Somehow confused about the vote or didn't know what they were voting on. It wasn't raised then, but I do recall that what these minutes reflected, and
I think you're right.
second reading of the
I didn't realize that we were voting on that. That's a very noisy room for me because I have a hearing problem. And we had those gentlemen come in for the strategic plan, and it was rather noisy, and I was not aware that that's what we were voting on because I have a policy of my own. I never want to vote for anything on a caucus meeting, ever. I think it's bad policy, and what's happening now is we're getting things put on the agenda on the meeting night that we never got in before. That's wrong.
Violation.
It's illegal.
And then the other thing I want to
So just as a clarification, given that there is litigation that is pending on this matter, I would recommend to the board that we cease this discussion and continue it in closed session.
can't do closed sessions, but
Are there any other comments?